Just wanna feel purple, yellow, and
Welcome to the 19th episode of the Purple, Yellow, Red and Blue podcast, a Portugal the Man podcast. Each podcast I'm joined by a guest to talk about everything going on with Portugal the Man, news, social media stuff, new releases, things going on the Reddit seems to be quite common at the moment, so we'll talk about that. Also each episode we have the PTM Song Game and a chance to better get to know the guest and their PTM experiences, memories and any cool stories they may or may not have and stuff like that. You can find this podcast on YouTube and Spotify. Thank you to Liam, who does the artwork and the thumbnails most of the time. My name is Mark, and my guest joining me today is...
I'm Jackson. My username on Reddit and Discord, I'm pretty sure it's just my name, Jackson Perryman, so you may have seen me around there.
Hello, Jackson. That's short and sweet. We like that. Not too bad. How are you doing on this Friday afternoon, evening? As I'm across the pond
good.
Once again.
Yeah, pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's definitely changed season this time of year now. It's no longer warm. It's now we're thinking about jumpers. We're thinking about extra layers, which I don't love, and just enduring with getting a bit colder and the fall FALL season, as Americans and Canadians will put it.
Yep.
Yeah, but I'm sure it doesn't get too cold for you guys over there. Although you said you're from Canada, so you could perhaps touche.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, it gets cold. It gets really cold here.
Are you expecting
No winter.
Are you expecting a snowy winter this year, or is that just expected?
It's just expected. Generally gets quite snowy in the winter.
Yep, that was as soon as I said Canada, I thought, yep, okay. I used to have a Canadian maths teacher for about a year and a half, and he would show us pictures of what it was like when he went back home. And it's just sensational amounts of snow and just the cold. And he said it's not cold until it's minus 10 centigrade. And I thought, I don't think it's ever been minus 10 in this country but while I've been outside, so. Yeah, he's got better DNA than I have, better standings. But
And minus 10 is still shorts weather. Minus 30 is where it gets serious.
minus 30. What are you trying to do? Freeze yourself or something and come back later? I would actually during the winter. Yeah.
And now it gets cold.
Nice. So Jackson, do you want to? I don't know. You want to tell us a little bit about yourself? You obviously we were just chatting beforehand. You said you were finishing off university today. What? If you don't mind, just what are you studying? What are you learning? What are you not learning?
Yeah, I'm a fourth year political science major. I'm actually just finishing up my undergraduate degree right now, so I'll be graduating this spring, and I'm in the process of applying to law school for next year. That's pretty much what I have going on these days.
Nice. He's very smart, ladies and gentlemen. He's smarter than I am. He's done university, which I haven't. I'm not good enough for that. For now, you never know. Life changes.
Exactly.
So, yeah. What have you been up to recently? Anything fun in your downtime? Obviously, you've just got back to term time. So, did you do anything fun in the break? Go anywhere? Any holidays or anything like that?
Yeah, in the summer, actually, in May, my cousin and I went on a little road trip to Bozeman, Montana, and we actually saw PTM play there.
Ooh,
which was a good time. And then in July, actually, just a couple months after, me and some other friends we went on a road trip to Colorado, and we saw them twice there at Red
Wow.
Rocks and the Dillon Amphitheater.
Mate,
So that's
some iconic venues there. Wow.
yeah, so that's kind of what we were up to in the summer. Yeah.
Yes, sounds like a good time actually. Yeah, a couple of road trips. Did you have a Colorado night in Colorado, or did you keep it clean?
Kept it clean.
I forget. Yes, you're still young, aren't you? You behave yourself.
Yeah, no, when I'm legal now, but
Okay.
in July I was not legal. So we kept it clean.
Oh no, fair enough. So a couple of shows over the summer. That's pretty cool. That's a long break. May till September? I'm guessing.
Yeah, we finished school in April. So yeah, May until September, really. 4-month break.
Nice, awesome. Did you get any if I had 4 months off now, I'd get a bunch of just games played. Just get loads of just like backlog and stuff like that. I don't know. You're quite young. You're a bit younger than me. So have you been playing anything recently? Have you been? Are you much of a G boy? Are you?
No, I'm not much of a gamer. Not much of a gamer, actually. Actually, other than the trips this summer, my break was spent studying for the LSAT, actually, which I took September. So it wasn't much of a break. I kind of still had to do school-related things, but so the 2 road trips were kind of my break.
Yeah, nice. That's wow, God, pretty serious. Yeah, doing the LSAT. Yeah, I commend that. Well done. Fair play to you, taking it seriously. I mean, it's a long time to have off, so you might as well put it to good use and not be a slacker like I am. But yeah, I haven't had 4 months off since 2012. That's probably the last. Well, no, probably 2014 is the last time I had that amount of time off. Even
Jeez.
that, I don't even think I had 4 months off. It's probably closer to 2. So yeah, just been working since 18. So yep.
Wow.
Yep, lots of fun. Yeah, basically just got into work at 18, finished off college, our college, which is 16 to 18, and then got into a job and then cracked on from there. Basically, just been trying to earn money and
right on.
Yeah. Kind of. We'll see. We'll see. Things are looking a bit at the moment. Maybe I should have taken a few of your courses on maybe along the way. I don't know. Nah. Life has its way of putting you in the right direction. But anyway, with complete jargon of the path. I wanted to talk about kind of Portugal the Man. Obviously, that's why we had you on. I've actually had you on before. I was just checking. It was right before Chris Black Changed My Life first came out. Actually, last summer. So
yeah.
First, sort of off the bat, what do you think of it? Because obviously at the time it wasn't fully released, so only got your I think we were talking about whatever the last single had come out at that point.
Yeah, I think Plastic Island had just come out when we spoke.
Yeah, that was like one of the last singles to be released. It was literally like 2 or 3 weeks before Chris Black came out. So yeah, I thought I'd get you one for like a last minute before the thing on. So yeah. Overall, what do you initial thoughts? What do you think of Chris Black then? I know it's a year plus onwards. What do you think? What are your thoughts? You could be negative if you want. We're not all positive here, but if you have, overall, what do you think of it?
No, I'm a fan. I like it. I think one of my favorite things about it is just the runtime, 34 minutes. I think some people might think that's not a sufficient amount of time, but for me, I think that's just like the perfect album length because you can kind of listen to it in just one sitting, and so I think that's quite nice. And just the way it flows in general too, like the transitions between songs, and it's just generally a well-paced album. So it's kind of nice just to, if you're sitting down, put on the album, or if you're driving somewhere, you can just put on the album, listen to it in one sitting. I think that's kind of how albums are, or how they should be made with that kind of intention.
Yeah, I completely get where you're coming from, and that's That's a viewpoint I don't hear often when I've done this. I hear a lot of, oh man, wish it was a bit longer, but you're like the complete opposite, saying, I respect the length and the duration for the fact that I could listen to it all in one sitting, and it doesn't take an hour, hour and 10, hour and a half, or whatever some of these ridiculous 25 track albums do take. But
Yeah.
you can listen to it and enjoy it. And, you know, I heard something a long time ago. It was always leave them wanting more. And I think maybe a little bit of that with this, you know, because there's you know, people are clamouring for the next album already. You know, they're ready. So I don't know, not in a negative way, but yeah. Chris Black changed my life. Then what are some of your favourite tracks of Chris Black then that you can list off? Obviously, yeah, we talked about Plastic Island. I think we were both positive at the time at it, obviously as well. But what about the rest of the stuff? Give us a refresher. What do you like?
Yeah, it's hard to pick favorites. If I had to pick, I'd probably say Grim Generation's up there, Summer of Love's up there, Doubt, especially the Times of Fantasy Doubt combo, and I guess also the Heavy Games 2 Grim Generation combo.
We love a combo.
Yeah, I mean, Plastic Island's great. Champ. Honestly, if I had to pick a favorite, actually, I'd probably say Champ.
Oh, okay.
I remember, I think like 9 days before the single was actually released, I think John or Chris, they actually put the song file in the VIP chat. So we got to listen to it like 9 days in advance. And I remember hearing it and I was like, oh my God, like this is exactly the sound I was hoping for. And so, yeah, I'd say probably Champ is my favorite song off that album. And of course, Anxiety Clarity is also so good. I don't know, the whole thing's really good. It's hard to pick.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like what songs you didn't name, to be honest, because you pretty much, apart from like Ghost Town, right in the middle. So not to call it out or anything. Yeah, no,
even that song I love. Even that
just
song, like especially now in October, it's Halloween season. Yeah, I don't know, the whole thing. I really like it.
Yeah, awesome. It's a good track. It's a good album. I'm really happy. That's what we got last year. I'm glad the wait ended. You know, the Great Depression 2. There's a long time between Woodstock and and Chris Black. You know, it's a
luckily I wasn't there for the first one, the Evil Friends Woodstock break, but I was there for the second one.
Man, we've been through things. We've been through some things.
Lots of trauma as a fan base, I'm sure, but it's all worth it in the end.
Yeah, it's worth it. I almost feel like the wait is worth it, especially now we've got Chris Black and we're looking to the future and we understand everything that was going on as well, like family-wise and bandmate-wise, and what was, you know, the situation. We kind of respect why things might have taken a little bit longer than we were hoping for. Also, you just can't, like with 2018, they toured and did something stupid, like hundreds of shows, or they were always on the road. Like, you just can't sit down and put thought into writing new stuff, or even though John probably did on the road, but I feel like you need that time, you know, that comfort time.
Yeah, no, definitely. I feel like it's like pretty understandable given like just kind of everything they talked about that happened during that period between Woodstock and Chris Black. Definitely pretty hectic. So I don't know. I feel like it's okay to be like, you know, anxiously waiting for the next thing, but at the same time, like our favorite artists are like humans too, and they have their own things they have to deal with. And I feel like they don't really owe the fans anything. So I'm okay with waiting personally, and I think it was worth it in the end, anyways.
That's a very valid point. They are humans at the end of the day, so. And humans make mistakes, they take their time, you know, things don't pan out exactly as you'd like and as cushy as you'd like it, and sometimes you have to be a little bit more patient, which, you know, the wait between Woodstock and Chris Black is, 6 years? Just under? So hopefully the next one isn't 6 years, that'd be nice. Some of these episodes might get really dull, to be honest. Like, Oh man, John tweeted something. Let's talk about it for an hour.
Yeah, no, speaking of, it looks like they've been in the studio recently anyways, so...
Oh, okay, yeah. Have you seen some stuff on Instagram or something then? I might have missed something on there. I've not been looking at my phone too much recently. Tell us. I might have missed something. Scoop.
Earlier, I think last month, or I don't know, maybe a month or two ago, Paul Williams actually posted that he was in the studio with them. And it looks like John actually just recently, I think he's been building a studio the past few months. It looks like it's all done now. I think he posted a few pictures on their story. So yeah, it looks like they've been kind of maybe starting a new album or something like that.
Oh, okay. They're cracking on. Wow, that's impressive. I'd completely missed this. I'll be honest. I normally don't look at Instagram stories too often, so I tend to miss a lot of the stuff that goes on there. So I appreciate you for pointing that out to me. I didn't know that. So it sounds like he's built like a home studio, or they've got like a base or something.
Yeah, maybe something like that. It looked quite nice.
I mean, we'll never get an architecture digest for John's house, but that is my dream. I am an architect, so it would be very nice to have a little nose around there.
Yeah.
That would be my... I know you always get the, like, dull celebrities on there, but I don't know, I feel like it'd be pretty cool. Like, his one would be like, yeah, this is like Ben Stiller's gloves, and, you know, this would be like, I don't know, just other, like, celebrity fans and stuff, you know. This is like a signed picture of the cast of It's Always Sunny. I think you'd have a lot of stuff like that around the house. And then their home like den where they watch films. That's pretty cool. I rate that.
Yeah.
I rate that a lot. Yeah, that nice little movie room. Yeah, I just thought I'd bring that up. That's all. That's just me. Yes. So positive on Chris Pratt. That's good to hear. What about moving away slightly, talking about like other albums and other songs? Do you have like a favorite album that you could? I know it's hard to pick children, but if you had to pick one or two or whatever you like, more favourable ones, what is normally up there for you?
Evil Friends is like definitely my favorite PTM album. I can say that quite confidently, I think. Other than that, I don't know. I mean, I love Chris Black, obviously. Woodstock is like the album that, you know, that came out kind of right as I was becoming a fan, so that album has a special place in my heart. I don't know. They're all, you know, different, good in their own way. Actually, an album that I really started appreciating more lately has been The Satanic Satanist.
Oh, okay.
With it, I think it was the 15-year anniversary recently, and they actually played the album in its entirety at Red Rocks.
That's correct.
And
they did recently, yeah, the 15th anniversary. Good pick up on that. Was that, you mentioned you went to a couple of shows earlier. Was that one of them you went to go see live?
Red Rocks?
Yeah, was that the Satanic show? Was that the one you went to go see, or am I thinking?
Yeah. Red Rocks in July. They played the whole album.
Okay,
yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Oh, all right then. Yeah. I respect the Satanic. Obviously, Evil Friends as well for me is pretty much up there. Woodstock, maybe, I don't know. I went back to Woodstock a little bit. I don't know if I feel it as much. I don't know. Maybe we had it for a bit too long and played it a bit too much often. But Evil Friends definitely. I get where you're coming from. I respect the Satanic. I give it the odd play occasionally, and it's, I wouldn't say poppy, but you can sort of tell it's kind of got that pop-esque kind of vibe to it a little bit, and every song is very different. I like that. I don't know. It's just something about it. It's a little bit different from Censored and Churchmouth and Waiter before it, in a way where you're like, just trying something different, and it kind of works for me. And then the closer of Everyone Is Golden, Let You Down, and Mornings is just French kiss. Like it's, yeah. I think it's really good. I think Mornings is like a really underrated. We'll talk about this maybe another time actually. But there's someone on the Reddit who's doing like a best Portugal the Man song, worst, overrated, best lyrics, and things like that. And I put Mornings down for most underrated, I believe, or Sunbro. I can't remember, or Sleeping, but I can't remember which one. But definitely Mornings for me.
Yeah. No, the What's interesting about that album actually is that album is also only 34 minutes long.
Oh, is it?
And
Oh, funny that.
it actually has quite a similar flow to Chris Black, I find. Like it also has like the transitions between songs. And yeah, it just kind of has a similar flow. And I think I recall this would have been like probably 2 years ago. This was before they actually started the album cycle for Chris Black. I think they're still working on it. But somebody on Discord, I believe, asked John like what the flow of the new album was most similar to, and he actually said the Satanic Satanist, which is really interesting because now that now that the new album's out, they're both 34 minutes, and they both kind of have a similar flow.
So you're saying maybe he used it as like a template, or he wanted to create something similar to that? Use maybe. I remember beforehand he wanted to do a lot of, and I'm forgetting the correct terminology, where, excuse me, you link the songs together so they kind of follow along perfectly. Sorry, pardon me, I'm forgetting the term, but that's as you mentioned with Heavy Games and Grim Generation and Ghost Town, Times of Fantasy and Doubt, that kind of smooth synchronization. Yeah. Obviously that plus the yeah, I can see that completely. Yeah, and I also didn't know they were the same time. I probably looked at it and gone, okay, but never really thought about it. Oh, that's a good pick out.
Yeah, so yeah, it's kind of cool. They have a pretty different sound, but at the same time, like they're both definitely have like melodically, there's definitely a lot of poppy elements on both, but then you also have like the heavy songs as well. So they definitely have their kind of similarities, which I think is interesting, considering like how far apart they are in terms of like just the amount of years between them.
Yeah, long duration, and in between there was obviously the acoustic version, Majestic Majesty.
Right.
We obviously had In the Mountain and the Cloud, American Ghetto, Flip Them Around, Evil Friends, Woodstock, all the singles they've done in between. We're going to talk about another one a little bit later that's just come out. John featured on another artist just a month ago. And then obviously with Chris Black. So yeah, there's a lot of music in between and a lot of time to think about stuff and try different things out. But yeah, you're right, it's a good... So yeah, Evil Friends, you mentioned as a favourable one. Woodstock, Satanic. Not Churchmouth, disappointing to hear. We'll get him next time.
No, I'm to be honest, like I rarely listen to Waiter or Churchmouth. I just never... Okay. There are songs I like on those albums, and like it's always cool when they play like anything off those albums live. But I just never like really got into those albums. I think like everything Censored Colors and Forward, I'm like fully like on board with. But I never really. They might just not be my thing as much as the other albums, but there's definitely songs I really like, and it's always cool to hear them kind of bring that stuff live.
Maybe I'm the same way because of Censored Colors and the Wizard album. It's complicated being a wizard. I just don't ever really listen to them. I don't know what it is about Censored Colors. It's just never grabbed me. Maybe it's just the constant... I don't know. It just... I don't want to say it's sad, but it's never left me in a good place where I've like, that was a good time. I've never really thought bad about it. And I know so many people love Censored Colors, so I'm really polite and I don't like to... I'm not going to like, I'm not going to call out Censored Colors because it's fucking Jesus. This was 20 years old as well. Like it's 15 plus years old, so... I don't know. It's just one that never stuck to me. And then It's Complicated Being a Wizard. It's just... Yeah, there's artsy and then there's that. I thought this is just not what I'm... It's just not what I'm after, to be honest. And there's so much, with streaming nowadays. And as you mentioned, like 34 minutes, I could be listening to just anything. And am I going to spend my time listening to Blue Opal or Purple Opal or whatever the tracks are called? I'm probably... No, I'm sorry, I'm not. You've lost me. You're not going to get all wins. I love Waiter, I love Churchmouth. I really like Satanic, American Ghetto. I really like In the Mountain and the Cloud very much. Evil Friends, Chris Black, very good. Woodstock, Yeah, there were going to be two. There were going to be two that I don't fall in love with. I'm sorry. Even even the Oregon City Sessions, I listened to that so much during the pandemic as well, when it came out, when they did the re-release. It was
Right.
brilliant. I just love the
Yeah.
live version, because it's like a different feel on everything, and I don't know, apart from Majestic Majesty, we haven't got a whole lot of that, apart from live shows, which is their, you know... Again, we're actually going to transition this into... You've been to a couple of live shows this year. Tell us about the Red Rocks and the road trips and everything. So you went to see them a couple of times. What was that like? Smooth transition.
Yeah, no, it's been great. Like, I mean, really, it's just been because like I'm an adult now and I can like do that. Like, I mean, I've been able to drive for a number of years now, but the road trip thing has definitely been a more recent thing. But yeah, actually, next month in November, it will be kind of a year since my little road trip thing started. Last November, my cousin and I went to Alberta to see them. Actually, they played in Calgary and Edmonton,
Oh,
and so we
okay.
saw them
Cool.
2 nights in a row there. Then, obviously, like I mentioned, in May we went to Montana, saw them there, and then in July, just recently, we saw them twice there. So I think I saw them 6 times within that year. Oh, and I guess the before those Alberta shows, I'd seen them at Red Rocks too in July. So I guess July was kind of the start of that year where I saw them 6 times.
Yeah, you've been pretty proficient catching them as much as you can,
Yeah.
and some of these road trips are pretty darn far, to be fair. Like, I know, I can get to anywhere in the UK in like 4 hours. Like, America, you some states you can't get through in 4 hours, so, and Canada, obviously, like, just so much, the density and the size of it, just so much bigger. It's just impossible. You're 4-hour flights to get somewhere, but yeah, that's something I'll,
15,
So
15-hour drive to Colorado. 10-hour drive to Montana.
Oh my god! Stop it! Fucking hell! I think the most amount of driving I've done in the day is like 6.5 hours, and that was with a break in the middle. And at the end of that, I don't know. I definitely could like get up and do what I was doing the day after, but man, if I had to do that twice, 3 times, nah, I don't know, man. My car's not that comfortable.
It's fun though. I like traveling that way. Like, it's definitely kind of roughing it in a way, but I think there's something cool about that. But no, I'm seeing them next month actually in Oregon, and I'll be flying for that. It'll be my first time flying since before the pandemic, actually.
Oh,
so,
okay. It hasn't changed that much. Don't worry. You don't sit the other way on the plane. Yeah,
no. So I'm excited to not drive for this one.
Oh, that's brilliant. If you found a flight that's affordable enough, hopefully it's not been, all their prices have just gone straight up. So hopefully you've not been done in. But no. Oh, it's cool, man. You've been to so many. I'm so jealous. John refuses to come across the water. He teases me by going to Australia, which is twice as far away. But anyway, he doesn't fancy coming back to Europe. But I don't know. We're starting to get. Sorry.
Have you seen them live?
No, I haven't. Unfortunately, the last time they were over here in 2018 or 2019, I just lost a job. So, as much as I'd like to have gone to see them, I think my focus was not being unemployed for a little bit. It was only for like a month or something, but I think and then I think the time before that I didn't actually drive, so that 2017 I just passed my license, so was that 7 years ago? Yeah, I think that's right. Okay. 7, so I couldn't drive. I don't really want to do it on my own. If they said tomorrow they would be playing in anywhere in the country, I'd go. I'd pay whatever, I'd do whatever, but or maybe Belgium or France or something. Paris is not a country. I know that. I'd do something like Western Europe, obviously, or Central Europe. I'd absolutely go for that. But America's just... I don't know why they aren't coming across, and it's respectful, but not yet. And I think if they came across and did a couple of shows, I'd probably go see more than once. I'd probably double dip,
Yeah.
maybe triple dip. If they came over and did one show, I'd probably go VIP as well. So, just put that out into the ether, because I noticed they've started doing that on more recent shows, like the premium tickets. I can't exactly
the
remember
VIP
what all of them
experience.
do.
Yeah, we did the VIP in Montana.
Oh, did you?
Actually,
Okay.
it was pretty. Yeah, it's pretty cool. You get like this bag that had some of his art on there and like a bandana, and then you watch part of the sound check. I think they played 2 songs. And then we went back out into the lobby, and then some of the band came out, did like a little Q&A, and then took pictures. That's just fun. Like it's just
More
a good time.
personable. Okay. I genuinely was curious because I saw the tickets were available, and I thought, I've not heard anyone mention that they've done anything like this before, so I'm just more curious than anything. Oh, glad you went for it. I'll consider that then. Yeah, it'd be cool to go see him a couple of extra times. I went to go see a show last week, and about 2 hours before the show, I saw 3 of the band members drinking out of cans walking down the street. So I'm not sure exactly what their sound check was, but I think they were just having a good time. Yeah. Okay. So out of all the shows that you went to see, what would be your favourite one you've gone to see? Maybe all, because you mentioned 6 times in the last year. You've been to see them more as well before that, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I've seen them 8 times in total. So the first time was back in 2019 in Vancouver when they opened for Mumford and Sons.
I've heard of them. Don't worry about that. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Second time was in the summer of 2022. They actually headlined Winnipeg Folk Fest. So I drove out for that, and that was fun. So yeah, 8 times in total. Soon to be 9 times. I don't know. It's hard to pick my favorite show. Probably, I don't know. Red Rocks 2023 was super special. Just with the symphony. Yeah, that was just I think a once in a lifetime show. Paul Williams being there and coming out like halfway through the show. It was just super special.
Absolutely. Paul Williams as well, live as well. Red Rocks, just iconic venues. Kind of adds a little spice to it, doesn't it? Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
I'd have to say, maybe my favorite show, honestly, might be the show in Montana, in Bozeman. It was like a small venue, only I think about 1,000 people. Sold out, and they played for like 2.5 hours, and it was like super heavy, and like, yeah, that was a lot of fun. And the crowd was like, it was probably the best crowd I've ever been in. Like super into it, and you could tell the band was really feeding off of it. So that was a great time.
What was the venue called again? Sorry, the one in, you said it was is it Bozeman, Montana? I'm learning new places.
Yeah, Bozeman, Montana. The venue was called the Elm, ELM. It's a fairly new venue, I think.
Oh, okay, nice. I did a brand new venue in 2020, right before the pandemic. That was fun. It was like the second show there. I went to go see Group Love. That was fun. I talked to one of the bar staff there, and I was like, man, this place is really clean and it's nice. He's like, yeah, it's the first night we've had an official act. I was like, oh, okay. Wow. And then I went home a week later, had a call at work. Oh, there's a global pandemic. I was like, oh no, I feel bad for these people now because they're probably like out of a job. I was like, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a weird time going to see a show 2 weeks before I thought the world was ending. I was like, wow, I did well to get that in. And
yeah,
I'll never forget that one. Yeah. Never forget that. That's a good time. But PTM, I don't know. Unless they come over here, I don't know if I can. Maybe I'll cross the pond next year. I don't know. We'll see. I've got a lot of life decisions to make in the next couple of months. So, and it doesn't help that I found out this week I've got to get a new car. So that's fun.
Oh.
Yep. It's not urgent. It's I just had my like yearly test on it. And it's all good, it's all fine to drive, but it's like a family friend mechanic, and he said, yeah, it's all rusted underside, like the actual structure part, like that is something I can't replace. So maybe you like to get rid of it before your next one. Sort of a little, maybe dump it on someone else who doesn't, part exchange or something. So kind of looking at options at the moment. Maybe I'll get something done this year. That'd be nice before the end of the year. Get it sorted. Treat myself to a new car, which I don't really want to, but I have to. So yeah, that's fun. So probably no abroad trips for a little while as well, unfortunately. So yeah. So if PTM want to come over here and do shows, in London or anywhere around that'd be great.
Yeah, hopefully they get out there pretty soon. I know.
Yeah.
I think John Meddy he had hoped to, but I think it's kind of probably out of their hands. It's probably kind of a management decision, maybe.
Well, if you think a return flight from, I checked what it was from California, so I can only imagine it'll be about the same from the West Coast. You're looking £1,500 return flight for one adult. Now you times that by, 5-6 band members, maybe 7 or 8 with the backing people, management, tour staff. You're looking 50 grand just for flights, and you've got to think about equipment, and you've got to think, okay, so we've got to do a show where we sell out and make sort of, they could do a couple of shows and then travel and get a bus, so they could make money out of it, but again, you got to think about Francis, and what John said to me is they have a problem with getting a good opener. Now, I just went to a show in London where they had a guy from France come over, obviously like friends of the band, but like, is there no one? I don't know. Like, we're going to talk about John collaborating with Marcin later, who's from Poland. So, bring him in, get him in. There's your excuse, because he said to me that he didn't want a, and I quote, noise band to open for them, and I sort of was like, yeah, okay.
Was this on the Q&A by chance? Back when they were having those Q&As on the Discord?
Yeah, I'm going to mention this actually in a moment, but yeah, this was the Q&A a year before Chris Black came out, and in that same interview I got the album name out of him, so there we go.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I remember that actually, him talking about the noise bands.
It's a fun chat actually. It's on the YouTube channel if you want to listen to it. It's all the information is 2 years out of date, but John's just in his car and he's just talking to people on Discord, hosted by Chris.
Yeah.
It's a fun time. Hopefully he does another one of them. I noticed he mentioned something. He popped in the Discord recently and was talking about the coins, the like digital currency and things like that with the PTM coin, how it went, how maybe he regrets how it went. So if you want to make it up to us and come to the Discord and do some like Q&A and like hang out, that'd be I didn't buy any of the coins, so it's a win-win.
Yeah. No, another Q&A would be cool, especially just with everything. With it being a year since the album, it'd be kind of cool to hear how everything's going in that world. See.
Yes, we will see. I also wanted to ask about favourite songs over. We just talked about albums and live show experiences, but obviously songs, you mentioned Evil Friends, Satanic. Anything from them jumping out that you wanted to like shout out or say, oh, I love this, or maybe something like a hidden gem people don't think of, like maybe a song people just don't, aren't really considering off like a Satanic that you go, maybe you should listen to this one.
Yeah, I'd say like Hip Hop Kids is definitely up there with my favorite PTM songs. It's kind of always been ever since I first heard it, which is really interesting because at that time I didn't even really listen to like rock music, and that song is like very much just like a simple rock song. But for whatever reason, that song's always stuck with me. I've always really loved it. I think there's a live version of Modern Jesus on YouTube, or maybe just like an alternate mix where the piano is like much more prominent. The video is they're in like a church performing it. So that version of Modern Jesus is definitely up there with my favorite PTM songs as well. I really love Oh Boy, even though it's technically not official, I guess. It was in the Red Bull documentary, but I've always
It's
loved that
official.
song.
It's part of Churchmouth. It's no, it's part of In the Mount. Oh, I'm forgetting now. Which one? Oh no, which album? It is a part of an album. It's like a B-side or an extra or something off it. I'm forgetting which one now. Oh,
Yeah, maybe. I don't...
Oh man, this is embarrassing. I should know this. Keep going with the others. Oh, sorry, 1 second. I'm gonna have to look this up. Professional.
Yeah, I mean those three are probably like some of my favorite PTM songs, but yeah, I don't know. There's not really like any songs I dislike. Like there's like a time for me. There's like a time for like every song. Like there's some songs I don't listen to like a lot, but I think there's a time and place for like every song. Like I'm happy to listen to. You probably could not put on a PTM song that I would object to. Like I'm pretty happy to listen to any of it, really.
So there isn't the song you dislike then? There isn't one you're like, I'm skipping. There's not like a phone scroller song where you're like, nah. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Respect that. Okay. No, it was good to get your takes on that. It was good, interesting thoughts. I like that everyone's got something a little bit different. Like, not everyone brings up Satanic, and not everyone brings up Oh Boy. You know, but people mention Oh Boy, but like things like that. Everyone's got different stories, and something I didn't actually ask you. I asked you last time, and forgive me, I'm forgetting your origin story. But you said you came up around just before Woodstock or around that time. You discovered the band because of Feel It Still, I presume. I'm guessing around that time, or am I way off?
No, that's I think about correct.
That's about right. Okay.
I can't remember exactly the timeline. Like it was kind of like not long after Feel It Still came out, so I think it's kind of about around the time they were rolling out Woodstock.
Okay. Oh no, fair enough. No, I guess so. I just wasn't 100% sure, especially plus you're a little bit younger, so when I was like 16, I remember the artist I really liked at 16 I kind of stuck with and have done for quite a long time. It's only really up until recently that I've started moving away from some of them, and that's like 10, 11 years, so they really do set you in stone for a long time. But that's cool. And any other artists, non-Portugal the Man, that you want to that you praise or you want to give a shout out, or any songs from them that you want to kind of recommend or give? I'm always looking for like recommendations, try stuff out. Just had Mel on a couple of months ago, and she gave me some artists to listen to, and I actually quite like one of the songs, and it's pretty cool stuff. So any recommendations? Any other stuff?
Sure, yeah. I mean, just in terms of like other favorite artists, I've always really liked an artist named Grandson. I haven't been listening as much recently, but actually kind of around the same time that I became a fan of PTM, I also became a fan of this guy. His name's Grandson. I don't know, he kind of started off making like this sort of like angry, very politically infused, like trap rock. Like it kind of combined elements of rock and like trap music.
Okay.
Kind of moved away from that sound now. It's a bit more accessible now, maybe, but still really cool. So he released, actually, his newest album came out, I think, about a month before Chris Black came out. And so, I mean, yeah, he's a cool artist. I'd recommend Grandson.
You had to get out of the way of Chris Black, obviously.
Recently, I've been listening to a bit of Role Model. He recently put out a new album. Linkin Park just started back up again with a new singer. I know it's been maybe a bit controversial, but I've been enjoying the couple singles they put out so far.
I was going to mention, actually, I've heard mixed things about the new female lead singer. People aren't too afraid with her, and maybe it's not that original sound they were quite after, and I don't know, people on the internet, they seem to think they can get away with a lot more than they should be, and it's kind of disappointing. I don't know, I always feel like people say stuff online, but you'd never say it to their face. Like, I don't know, it's
Definitely.
and I've had it as well, where I'll be like really angry at someone or something, and I'll see them in public, and you're like, I don't know, I'm kind of like, actually, it's not too bad an issue. It's just because you can never really. It's that kind of bottled up moment. I don't know. I hope she hasn't got too much abuse for singing. It's kind of it's kind of wild, really. But yeah. But yeah,
What I've
Linkin
seen,
Park,
it seems like the rhetoric has changed a bit more, or a bit maybe. I think people are kind of jumping on board now because they've been touring for a bit now, and I mean, just from what I've seen, just online and like on Reddit, I think people are maybe being a bit more receptive towards her now. I think it was just probably inevitable, just because the fan base is so. I don't know. It's just a tough situation considering what happened, to their former singer, and it's been like 6 years now, I think. So it was kind of bound to happen. But yeah, definitely the abuse online definitely probably crosses a line quite often. But I think people are a bit more receptive to her now. But yeah, no, I've been enjoying the new Linkin Park stuff. Have you heard of a band called The Neighborhood?
I actually have. Someone else has recommended them to me before, I believe, or has brought them up.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've spent much time listening to them though. So go on.
Their lead singer actually just released a solo album called Wanted. So I've been kind of listening to that a bit. It's quite good. Hosier. I actually saw Hosier just a couple months ago. He came to Saskatoon here. And that's kind of funny because I actually, in his subreddit, I actually noticed that John made a post in there actually saying that he had recently become a Hosier fan and was asking for like recommendations and for people to like curate a playlist for him of like Hosier's best stuff.
I don't know. I find that so funny that he's just gone in there. Or clearly 99% of people in there do not know who that is, and he's just like people think he's just another fan. He's just asking for recommendations. Like a year or two later, they're collabing or something. They're like, oh shit. Because his name is just Rallia. Like, if you don't know who that is, you don't know who. It's not like it's nothing to give away.
Yeah, another artist, Local Natives, are quite good.
Mel has literally recommended them me to like two podcasts ago. Yeah. If you give me a second, actually,
Del Water Gap.
Say it again, sorry.
Another artist is Del Water Gap. I've kind of been getting into lately.
I heard the words. I'm just not sure. Del Water Gap. Is that what you said?
Yeah, it's like Del is like DEL and then Water Gap. It's kind of an odd name, but I think it's just a dude.
It's just a
dude.
He's
quite good. Yeah, I think so. I don't think it's a band. I think it's just a solo artist.
I quite like, you mentioned Local Natives, I quite like Dark Days. I just have to shout out quickly while you were going through there. That's one, I quite like that one. That's a good track. You'll probably say you hate that one now, but...
No. He's, or I guess that band. They're quite good. And Oasis. I've been really getting into... it's probably been like...
never heard of them. Now, but... Never heard of them. No, never heard of them. Are they doing anything next year?
Definitely would recommend Oasis. If you ever get the chance, I'd recommend listening to Oasis. They're quite good.
I don't think you realise how bad the queues were for tickets over here. Like in America and Canada, people were saying they were like 10,000 long. You got to add another zero to our ones. Easily hundreds of thousands.
It's sold out like super quickly in North America too.
Yeah, but the want list was pretty big over here. I know quite a few people that were trying to get them, and so many who missed out. I do know one of my an employee, like a colleague of mine, actually got some because he was he'd previously gone to see them, so he kind of got entered in, kind of like a fan sort of thing. So they recognised him, so he did actually get tickets, which are good because he's like a big fan. So I'm happy he managed to get them, and not on an awful day. I think he got it on like a Thursday or a Friday. Like a good... I can't remember when they're actually touring again. I wasn't going to bother trying to go for them. I knew that the queues would be horrendous. But yeah, Oasis. Yeah, they're back. And I know John's a big fan of them.
Because at least where I live, like... a lot of people know Oasis, but they kind of really just know Wonderwall. And so, like, with my friends, I'm like, you guys should, like, actually check out Oasis. Like, you can dig a bit deeper than Wonderwall. Like, it's There's a lot of really
Champagne
good
Supernova.
stuff in there. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, they're a top band. There was a big divide in the '90s between them and Blur in the UK because
Right.
one's from the north, one's from the south, and obviously if you don't know, Blur has turned into Gorillaz essentially. So they've kept
Right.
going in that form, and obviously Noel has done his solo stuff as well. So yeah, it's good to have him back. The country's healing. I've seen plenty of times. So yeah, it's good to have him back.
Yeah.
No, glad you're fan. There's some good mix there. Some good variation. I don't know if I could give you anything as eclectic at the moment to recommend, but no, some good picks. I've written down most of them, and I obviously don't need to write down the Oasis. I've heard of them. It's taking the mic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So pretty much good little summary. Just kind of catch you up on Portugal the Man stuff and music stuff. But yeah, so we will start by actually mentioning something I've recently spotted on Spotify. I use that streaming service, sue me, and I noticed they started doing music videos on there. And for a long time, we just had Feel It Still. That was the only one you could watch in there. But recently, I've noticed they've added some additional music videos to the service. So if you want to maybe not just listen to the music, if you want to watch the video alongside, if you're crazy, if you have it on your desktop or system of choice or whatever, you have those options. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool, to be honest. It's nice that they're sort of doubling up and putting some of the more bigger ones on there. I'll ask you, what are some of your favourite music videos? You didn't mention Modern Jesus. You said the Modern Jesus in a church. Not the video, but another version. But yeah, any music videos they've done, you can think about Roy Faye.
Oh man, I'd have to say, off of Evil Friends. I mean, the Evil Friends music video is pretty wild. Purple, Yellow, Red, and Blue is pretty wild. I feel like that's an iconic one. I mean, the Feel It Still. Obviously, that music video is a lot of fun. The Live in the Moment one. Honestly, I really like them all. They're all pretty creative and different. Noise Pollution, super cool. And all the ones off the new album too, like Dummies, a lot of fun. I really like the they did that trilogy, right? The Doubt, Anxiety, Clarity, and then the Doubt remix. They made a trilogy of music videos, and they all I think they all kind of tell a story. I think that's kind of what the intention was.
Actually, now you mentioned
I haven't
that,
totally
similar.
I haven't totally deciphered exactly what it is, but they're definitely connected in some way, and I think they shot them back to back as well.
That would make sense
with Michael Reagan.
They're all in Alaska as well, so while they're all up there, I was just flicking through just to see. It looks like we've got. I think most of the videos actually that are on YouTube are on there. So Live in the Moment is on there. Dummy, Modern Jesus, the new song When the Light Goes. Purple, Yellow, Red, and Blue, What Me Worry. It looks like most of the songs are now on Spotify, which is cool, because before they were only on YouTube. Even people driving past Jackson agree, by honking the horn. They're big fans as well, so...
Oh yeah, and I have to say, What Me Worry, of course, and Who's Gonna Stop Me is definitely up there with some of my favorite music videos of theirs.
I love Jumping Over Fences. I love that.
Yeah.
I think Noise Pollution, for how zany it is, plus Push-Ups in a River, I think it's so brilliant. Him driving the car. And the Evil Friends. Evil Friends is fun with it's all shot at night, and then you've kind of got the... Not a UV, I'm forgetting what they're called now, night vision goggles or something. You got that view perspective.
Right.
It's just really cool, really. You don't really see all at night videos. They're always during the day, it's all sunny or lots of different shots, so they're indoors. And this is just so different, and I love the perspective. Plus, that song goes hard, so got to give it props to it. Yeah. But yeah, I just wanted to bring this to everyone's attention who hadn't already heard. So yeah, videos now on Spotify, and if I don't have Apple Music, I don't know if you do at all, Jackson, or know anyone who does, but perhaps they're on there as well.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Do they have a video on the music?
Yeah, I think pretty much all of them are on Apple Music, I think.
Okay, cool. So they're getting them out there because obviously these take time and money and things. So you need any way to show them to more people? That's good by me, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good thing. Yeah, awesome. So yeah, go if you haven't already, go check them out. Yeah. Next thing I wanted to talk about, we've actually got a new song. This is just very weird. We're just talking about this like in the studio stuff. So John and Marcin, hang on, I'm gonna get this. Portugaltheman from Poland have worked on a new song called "When the Light Goes." It's a new song. It's about a month old at this point. They've collabed to work on a new song, "When the Light Goes." The song was released 13th of September, so by the time you're hearing this, maybe 6 weeks out, 5 weeks ago, of September this year. So just nice little video with Marcin in it, playing the guitar, and John's kind of involved vocally and obviously like musically in some way. Yeah. Marcin specialises in acoustic guitar and something called flamenco guitar. If you've not heard of that, I've not heard of flamenco guitar. Have you? Have you heard of flamenco guitar, Jackson?
I haven't. No, is that like is that a kind of guitar, just like a style?
Well,
Maybe a style of playing.
yeah, potentially, yeah. I think that's maybe certainly more Latin based. Obviously, you've got flamenco, the place. Obviously, no,
Right.
yeah, flamenco, the place in Brazil. So obviously, maybe slightly more Latin inspired. This is just kind of what I'm thinking. I don't know. You could look into it as well if you wanted to. If that's so implied, but yeah, the song features as a part of his new album, Dragons in Harmony, which is a really cool name for an album. I'll have to write that down. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So have you heard the song? What do you think of it?
I have.
You have okay. Give us your like initial thoughts then. It's good that you've heard it. Otherwise, it makes this bit very awkward. We've got to pause the recording and you've got to listen to it. So thank you for that. Look at this professional guest, everyone. Well done. Yeah. What do you think?
No,
of
I
it?
really, I'm a big fan. I really like it. I think it's cool. I always wonder with these collaborations, like how much PTM's like involved, like musically. Like obviously John's doing the vocals.
Yes.
I'm curious. Like I know in the credits it said he wrote the lyrics. I'm curious if he wrote the melody because it definitely like melodically it seemed kind of like very PTM-esque to me. So I'm kind of curious about that. And then obviously, the wild guitar on there and everything else just makes for a really cool track, I think.
Yeah, I have not listened to anything like this on purpose ever. I don't think it's very original to me, and I like it a lot.
Yeah.
You don't often hear. I mean, the song sounds like a super fast acoustic guitar with kind of a splash of Latin flair kind of throughout. It kind of he'll be playing and then he'll like speed it up and then slow down a little bit, and then you kind of get that rhythm build up. It's phenomenal. I can't stress enough if you haven't heard it how fast he plays it. He plays it very quickly. The guitar. It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
You mentioned John's vocals appear again, slightly backing, and then they're kind of brought to the foreground a little bit more, kind of in and out of the track, which is nice. Again, yeah, very different song once again. Not something I would usually hear or normally. I don't know. I don't. You mentioned he like was involved. I do wonder how much of this was John's working because they are trying new stuff out ever since Evil Friends. They've kind of gone a little bit more genreless, we'll say, and kind of anything's on the table. So I'd like to say this is unexpected, but it shouldn't really be. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting looking at all the collabs they've done, like especially since like between like Woodstock and Chris Black, like there's like a lot of collabs, like a lot of songs that John's appeared on, and they're all like super different, which I think is really cool. There's like more hip hop stuff, then there's stuff like this, and then yeah, there's just a lot. And there's that kind of more EDM song that came out a few months ago. I forget the artist's name. She's the one she did a remix of "What Me Worry" as well. But John appeared on. No, nothing. Yeah, he just appeared on her song recently on her new album. So a lot of range in their collaborations, like hip hop to like EDM to like alternative. Yeah, it's quite cool. Kind of going
The
through all of them.
The LP Jobby track, is that the one you meant?
Right.
Bittersweet? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a couple of months old. Yeah. I really like that one as well, actually. That surprised me how much I liked it. I was like, wow, this is a nice flavour. It's like, everything's so different at the moment. It's very weird. We're not getting like another full album, but we've had, I would say since the pandemic, I've probably had 4 or 5, 6 songs not of Chris Black from, with John's involvement. I'm like, I quite like this. I'm surprised because beforehand, before the pandemic, I don't know, I weren't listening to Heavy Games Part 1 on the reg. I wasn't listening to, you know, all the other singles as much. I don't know, I just wasn't. But now I'm like a little bit more, I don't know, implied to. I'm not sure what it is. Maybe, I don't know, maybe John's been tapping everyone up on his phone. I don't know, he's just working with everyone, but it's cool. And more of it to come, hopefully. That'd be nice.
Yeah, no, there's definitely like between Woodstock and Chris Black, I'd say there's definitely like an album's worth of collaborations at this point. There's quite a few of them. I'd be curious to kind of go through them and list them at some point, just for myself even, because there's so many.
Yeah, I mean, we did, on a recent community question, we did like biggest deep cuts as well as a topic, and there was so many. I mean, Chris from the community just mentions songs like Graveyard that I've never heard of, which are like an excerpt that never came out, but apparently it's a song. I was like, okay. Can't find it anywhere on the internet, so I was like, okay. So they have everything from that to What We Worry and Chris Black and everything beyond, and it's just, yeah, it just feels like every couple of months there's something new to look forward to, and I do wonder, because they've been, I don't know, I wouldn't say quiet, they've been medium hot, but they've only really got one more show. As far as I'm aware, they're doing the Joey show in January, I'm pretty sure. They're on a little bit of a break at the moment, aren't they? I know Zach's on like a little bit of a hiatus as well with his fishing. With the Zach's fishing. I wonder if anyone's booked a trip. Zach, we're jumping all over the place, but yeah, I wonder if anyone's booked a trip with Zach's fishing little thing. I don't know. I again, too far away, but that'd be cool, just to hang out. Yeah, do you like fishing?
Yeah.
No, but I like you. That's a bit weird, yeah.
And I've never been fishing, but
No, I think we're a bit too young, to be honest, Jackson. I think it's something you develop as you get a little bit older, learn patience. Maybe things get boring when you turn 35, I don't know, and then fishing's like, no, actually. Because golf is another one where I'm starting to see friends jump into golf. I'm like, I don't know, not for me just yet, not for me. I can see it though, 50-year-old Mark playing golf. I've got a lot more to do before that. Yeah, anyway, complete tangent off when the light goes. Sorry, Marcin. Yeah, I'm pretty positive on this track actually. I wonder if they'll collab again another way. I know we get a kind of like I don't want to call them one night stands, but like these one-time collabs, and then that's it. We never hear from them again. But it sounds like they'll be Jobby and John. Yeah,
like it'd be cool to see them do like a collab album at some point.
Yeah,
that'd be quite interesting.
Unheard of. Yeah, because especially with Chris Black, we got a lot of features as well. It's kind of like that's kind of on the table now, I suppose. Like, if you're willing to hang and you can play music and John likes you, you've got half a chance. So you never know. You could write the next couple of verses on. I don't know, the next song, the next album. I don't know. Maybe we'll come up with like a template name for the next album. Francis Changed My Life. How about that? As like the next thing they do.
Yeah.
That could be the next album name. They could do Francis Changed My Life as the majestic majesty to this satanic Satanist, which is Chris Black. So they do an all acoustic version. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I think a few people were kind of talking about that.
And they call it Francis Changed My Life, and they could do it as like a little, if they wanted to do, like put some more money towards the recent goal. There was an update a couple of months ago as well, and actually I did see a couple of weeks ago. We're jumping all over the place here. We're freeballing, Jackson, but I did see that John put something up on Instagram with Francis, and they'd been out for like a couple of days or something, and he was like, yeah, yeah, she's acting good. She's gone. I think she's gone back to school recently. Obviously, term time. Maybe things are on the up. Hopefully, that'd be awesome if it is. God, I hope so. I don't know if you saw the same stuff, but
I think so. Yeah, I kind of try to keep up to date with it.
yeah, in case they drop a new song.
Yeah, and I think the show next month is a benefit concert, so I think all the proceeds are going to Francis Changed My Life.
Yeah, it is the Joey show they're doing. I know they normally do it in January, but that's when I was just flicking through. That was the next one.
I think that's right away. Actually, I think they're doing that this month, maybe. The Joey song thing. Yeah, and then they're doing the live recording experience and benefit concert next month.
Okay, so they got some stuff on the way, and hopefully they have a nice winter break as well, because reset and go again next year. Yeah. Unless you've got more shows lined up, then hey, I've not been made aware of them yet. But if so, I'll definitely mention them on here and get the word out. But I think everyone will know by that point. But any tangent back to When the Light Goes. Any final thoughts on the Portugal the Man Polish collaboration?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I really dig it. Like I've listened to it quite a bit. I think it's, like I said, it seemed to me like pretty like PTM-esque, but obviously with that wild guitar work, it's kind of a cool combination of sounds. So yeah, I'm fully on board with it. It'd be cool to see them do something else in the future.
Go check it out if you haven't already. It's on streaming services, YouTube, all the usual places. If you missed it, but I think enough noise was made about it. I think people who wanted to hear it went and heard the song. Next thing I want to talk about, we're gonna pull it back a little bit. 20, 30 days ago, we had a previous community question posted by myself on the Reddit, the Portugal the Man Reddit, if I could speak, which, by the way, we're up to 11,000 members, which we need to get a better word than members for like the community. We need to be the Gaulies or something, I don't know. 11k Gaulies, I don't know. But anyway, the community question. I had the idea of, I thought about friends who don't really listen to the band, and I thought, what would be a good song to introduce them to the band, to kind of get them in? So the topic was, which song would you use to introduce someone to Portugal the Man for the first time? Which songs would you suggest? Be one or multiple, or things in that vein. And we got a fair few comments as well. I'm actually going to start us off with the top one here, as we're sort of like best, because that's the best way to do it. Early albums got my attention in 2009. This is by 428H, which is a username apparently. People Say was what I heard first, and that entire album became a lifetime favorite quickly thereafter. So yeah, People Say in 2009. Good one to get people in. I think so. It was a pretty popular one. Actually, I'll pose this question to you.
Did I comment in there?
Did I? Well, if not, I'm going to put you on. I'm going to put you on the spot. Then I'm going to ask you to see if you have the same answer. You did actually, yeah. You did. What do you reckon you put?
I reckon I put Someday Believers.
You put that or The Sun. Congrats. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd go with The Sun or Someday Believers by Jackson_Perryman. Never heard of it. Yeah. Don't read that.
I'd probably stick with those two. Maybe include like So American, maybe.
Yeah.
Even like All Your Light. Like, it's a pretty wild song, but I feel like it's pretty like representative of their sound.
Of the band's work, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Even like, I think Modern Jesus too is kind of, iconic as well.
Absolutely, yeah. It's very iconic, I think, as well. It's a good one. I would probably point them to that as something that's a little bit more closer to mainstream, to kind of get people in a little bit more. Like, I joke about guns, but that's probably not the place to start. You probably want to start with something a little bit more like let's get the get the casual music fans in. I had a friend get into the band through I was gonna say Share the Sun with Me, but that's not it. Not Share with Me the Sun. The more recent intro. I can't remember which collab it was. I'm forgetting now. Sorry, I've gone completely blank. Never mind.
Was it Steal My Sunshine?
Steal My Sunshine. That's it. Too many sun songs. What is this? Alaska. There's no sun in Alaska. Like, get out of here. Enough of this. Thank you. Yeah, I had a friend get in that, and they heard it in public once, and they told me about it. I was like, that's pretty cool. Gonna keep going. By Squash My Lemon, I Will Not. Got It All for Sure, which I would say that's a good one as well. I really like Got It All. Obviously, the song that got me into the band, big time. Got It All. One of the biggest songs off In the Man in the Cloud, I'd say. I don't know about you, Jackson. One of my favourites.
Yeah.
Yeah. Solid one.
I agree with pretty much all of these, really. I mean, yeah, like Atomic Man, another great one. Purple, Yellow, Red, and Blue, I think, as well.
Yeah, there's
Mornings,
some good ones as well.
Yeah, these are all good ones, and there's actually a lot of like the same ones popping up too.
Yeah, I mean, Sleep Forever's popped up as well. So yeah, that's another one. That's a strong one. If you get in via that, you're in for a journey. NOP.
I feel like it really depends on what people like. Like, I feel like you can kind of find something for everybody, probably.
You could do, yeah. I think there's a little bit of variations. If they're a little bit more, they like the heavy metal, maybe you could go for something like an All Your Light. Or if they're a little bit more poppy, they maybe want a Modern Jesus. Or if they like a little bit more, I don't know, they like a deeper track, maybe a Sleep Forever. It kind of depends, really, what you want to go in for. But or, which I have seen a few times, Feel It Still. Now, obviously that doesn't make sense, because that's, if you haven't heard of it, you've been living under a rock or something. I don't know, but yeah, it's a safe one to go for. I don't love it, but yeah, it does make sense. Yeah, Feel It Still. Yeah, Sleep Forever, Purple, Yellow, Red and Blue. Evil Friends is an all-round great polished album. This is by Guitar for Life 5. Yeah. In the Mountain in the Cloud, yeah. Some album recommendations as well. I think album recommendations, you kind of have to go. I think Evil Friends is kind of the best place to start. Although you could make a case for Chris Black, how different it is. Yeah, I wouldn't go too old. It might discourage some like the younger fan, I don't know, maybe like yourself, like Waiter and Churchmouth. You're maybe not as like, I don't know, you see the year and you're like, wow, that was before I was born, so I don't know, maybe I don't really engage with that. But you said you like
album recommendations. I might actually recommend Chris Black to like somebody who is kind of just getting into them, just because I think that it's such an easy listen, being only like 34 minutes. But I think
this is true.
Each song is like pretty concise, but I feel like it kind of ties together a lot of their albums and their kind of different sounds over the years. Like you can kind of hear a lot of it in that album. It's just very like concise, because there's a lot of diversity even in that album. Yeah, poppier stuff, heavier stuff, more experimental, like the outro of Champ. Yeah, I'd probably point people to that album, to be honest.
Yeah, that's a strong answer as well. And start them off with something new as well. It's probably where most people will just generally go, okay, what's the latest thing they've done? Let's see what it is, or like the most popular thing, which unfortunately might lead them to Feel It Still, which is a bit annoying, but, hopefully they look a little deeper and they go, oh, what's this? What's a church mouth? What's the censored colours? Like, what are these? And getting there, because there's some good stuff. I know John talks about like the first 3 or 4 albums being experimental, but there's good stuff there. Come on, give him praise. Give him some more praise. I don't know. Mornings by Alhu. That's a good one. I'd say watch the music video for Tidal Wave or Live in a Moment by Raz Matad, which is a great name. Hasmond, shout out to, I've got to read this one out. For me, it's got to be Atomic Man, probably the first Portugal the Man song I listened to and was hooked. And I was hooked. The vocals are incredible, and let's be honest, After You, I don't know what to believe in. After You, Hell Will Be Easier is an all-time lyric. Yeah, I've completely butchered that. Yeah, Atomic Man. Yeah, fun little video as well. You get to see Kyle and John and close-ups. Yeah, spinning around. It's a fun little video actually. Yeah, that's a solid pick as well. Atomic Man. Yes, just other solid picks here as well. Again, a lot of modern Jesus, Purple, Yellow and Blue. Atomic Man again. NOP I wanted to mention. Yeah, Champ they mentioned. It's super listenable. Yeah, good point. Yeah, that's pretty solid. Would you mentioned you'd stay with the Sun or Sunday Believers? Yeah, as you're you're still locking them in.
Someday Believers is kind of like a bit of a deep cut. Maybe I feel like it's underrated. Like people don't really talk about it that much, but yeah, that song to me has always been like very much like representative of like their sound and just lyrically as well. Like it's kind of like existential, and I feel like it continues a trend lyrically that you see in a lot of their work.
Yes, I would also say it sounds a lot like an In the Mountain in the Clouds song as well. I don't know why, it kind of has that vibe. It kind of feels like if it was put in there, it would fit in quite nicely. The melody, the I don't know what else about it actually. I just said that, the melody, the themes. I don't know. It feels like a song that would do well on that album anyway. But it's around the back end of Evil Friends, so yeah.
And I think he actually mentioned like in a Reddit thread a number of years ago that it actually almost got cut from the album, which I think is interesting.
Oh wow.
Just for the sake of time, I think he said that it was actually one of his favorites from the album, but just for the sake of time, they almost cut it, but glad they didn't.
It is interesting that you would not just put as many tracks on as possible nowadays in kind of like a streaming era of like the more the merrier. It's very interesting to see that kind of like maybe try like an experimental 1 minute track. You know, chuck that in there. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't. But obviously, when you go through and edit it, and you're like, this isn't the same quality as this, and yada yada, and etc. They have to cut stuff, and you know, I'm glad that Someday Believers is in there. Yeah,
I think that's something I've always appreciated about their like intentional. Like they never kind of go overboard. They never kind of just put stuff on there for the sake of putting stuff on there. Like we were talking about before. Like Chris Black is. Like you can listen to that in one sitting. Like it's very much like a piece of music that's like meant to be listened to all at once. And I think that's how like albums should be made. Like there's like a lot of albums that are like 25 songs, and to me that's just like, I won't name any artists, but some like pretty popular artists who release like double albums. It's like it's not even like an album at that point. Like that's just like a compilation of songs. But like I personally like an album that I can sit down and listen to and really appreciate, and not spend like more than like an hour doing it.
No, I respect that. And most of the songs, their albums kind of range between this and, I'm trying to think what is the longest album. I think it is Censored. I think that's about 50 minutes roughly. I remember I looked it up previously. Yeah, I think it's about there. So they're kind of in that 35 to 50 minute range, which is nice. I would say one of my favourite albums is Daft Punk Discovery, and that's about an hour long. But that's because the last track is like 10 minutes long. So it goes from 50 minutes to like an hour, and it's like, okay, it's dragging on a little bit now, guys. But it's funny, you probably won't remember, but like at the time that was like a really kind of slightly disliked album, because it was just not quite their like garage punk kind of what they were doing before. It was just slightly different. But I look back at it as like, that's an all-time classic. That's one I could listen to a lot of times. Yeah, Daft Punk Discovery. Yeah, there's just so many good tracks on it. Yeah, that's I mean, if you haven't heard of Harder, Better, Faster, Stronger, I mean, come on. Yeah, that's It's phenomenal. And everything on from there. Yeah, tremendous.
The version with Kanye.
Oh, yeah, he did sample off it, to be fair. Yeah, he took all the lyrics, sampled it, yeah. Yeah, it just made it even better, to be honest, like 6-7 years later. So, yeah,
Yeah, but we don't support that artist anymore.
I've never supported him. He's just, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. No, fair enough. Everyone's entitled to do what they want. Yeah, fair play. I don't listen to Marshmello anymore for similar reasons, you know. Or not that I did really at all, but definitely avoid him now. Yeah.
Who's that?
Marshmello? They wear the little bucket hat. They're like an
Marshmello, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he worked with a band I liked a couple of years ago, and then one of his friends basically slated the band they were working with in a way that was just like derogatory, and it's just like, there's a woman in the band, what are you doing? And we listen to this stuff, and I was like, yeah, I don't know. I was like, that's just, it's low-hanging fruit, come on. But,
yeah, I never heard about that before.
Yeah, I don't want to bring too much attention to it, but I'll mention it at the end of the podcast. So once we're done recording, but anyway. But yeah, some good deep cuts. I'll send this to a friend. I'll actually send the thread to a friend who isn't like a deep PTM fan, but he's obviously heard of Feel It Still and a few others. So I'll send that to him, and he'll go, "Oh, okay. I'll never listen to any of these, but thank you." Yeah, there you go. But yeah, I've got something to resource now anyway. And if John,
they're a pretty easy band to like. Like I feel like there's something there for everybody. Like even like for me, like everybody that I've like brought to a live show with me, especially, have become like big fans of the band.
Wow, that's a good ratio you got there. Damn, you're bringing people along and they're becoming fans. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. I hope to do the same when they come over here. I'll bring some people along, and I'll convert a few someday believers, we'll say, and get them to be fully fat. Yeah. All right. If we're satisfied with that topic, I'm pretty satisfied. I don't want to sit too long on community questions forever, but overall, I'd like to say first of all, I think that's all of the topics we went through. So yeah, thank you, Jackson, for coming on and talking to me today. If I could get through a sentence, it's been a pleasure. It's been a little bit short notice. We just started messaging again this week, and I was like, fancy coming along? And you were like, yeah, sure, why not? I'm free today and another day. And I was like, yeah, we'll squeeze you in. And thanks for coming on. Appreciate it a lot.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.
No worries at all. But you're not quite out the woods just yet. Got one more little thing. The PTM Song Game. Gonna get your PTM credentials checked at the door. The bouncer's gonna check you out, make sure you're over 18, over 21. You've heard of Oh Boy, which you have. So yeah, you did this last time. I think you had an Evil Friends song. I think you had Smile last time. I'm pretty sure. So we've got another track, one song from the entire Portugal the Man discography. You've got 10 yes or no questions, and the last one has got to be a guess. To guess one song from their entire thing that I've got written down in my memory, ready to go. So, any questions? I can give you a tip. Any tips? Like try to narrow it down by like album or year or duration of song, things like that. A good little question would be: have we mentioned it in today's episode? That's a fun one for anyone who's been listening all the way. But yeah, do you have any questions, or do you think you're ready to go to give it a go?
I think I'm ready to give it a go.
Okay, awesome. When you're ready, go away with fire away. Not go away. Fire away with your first question.
All right. My first question would be: is it post signing with Atlantic Records or pre-signing with Atlantic Records?
It'll be post signing with Atlantic.
Okay, that narrows it down. Is it post or pre-Woodstock?
It is after Woodstock.
Is it on Woodstock?
It is not on Woodstock.
Okay. How many questions have I asked?
This won't count as a question. You've had 3 actually so far, so this should be a 4th.
Okay. Is it on the first half of Chris Black Changed My Life? So first half being Heavy Games 2 to Ghost Town?
It is not. No.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna pull up my Apple Music here.
Oh no, I can't do anything to stop you.
Wait, is this allowed?
Yeah, it's allowed. What am I going to do? Like, say no? Nah, it's cool. You're just bringing up a reference, to be fair. But also, it could be pointing you in the wrong direction. Maybe you've missed something. Maybe.
Okay, maybe I should ask, is it on a album?
That's a sensible question to ask. It is on an album, yes. A full studio album.
Okay, so I've narrowed it down here. How many questions have I asked for?
You've actually asked 5 questions, so you've got 4 questions and then a guess. So you should actually...
Theoretically, I could just...
Well...
I could just go song by song here.
Yeah, alright. You could do. You technically have narrowed it down. You can do.
Is the song... you say? Is the song... does it have a slower tempo?
I'm going to say yes to that. But that could be up in there. But I'll say yes to that. I would lean yes.
Okay. Oh, this is a good one. Does the song have a feature?
No.
Okay.
You're having fun now. You're playing with your food.
How many questions do I have left before my guess?
You've got 2 more and then a guess. So far, you have asked, is it post-Atlantic, after Woodstock? Is it on Woodstock? Is it on the first half of Chris Black? Is it on an album? Does it have a slower tempo? And does it have a feature?
Yes, I've narrowed it down. I've narrowed it down to 2 songs.
Okay, feel free to talk freely about them.
My next question will be... does the song have a music video?
It does, yes.
Okay. See, the problem with that question was that both of these songs have a video, but only one of them's like an official music video. The other one's it just says official video.
I meant like... What I thought you... I'll give you this for free. I thought you meant like official music video, not like the simple like YouTube background moving image thing. Like official, like there are humans in the video. That's what I thought you meant.
Yeah. Okay. I have one more question before my guess.
Yeah, I mean, what are you thinking? What have you narrowed it down to? Just so. Yeah.
Well, okay. Just for everybody listening, I've narrowed it down to Doubt or Plastic Island.
Okay.
So my last question.
You asked what day of the week it was sung on or something.
Okay, I think I got it. Was this song released before the album came out?
Yes.
Before Chris Black came out? It was?
Yes. Yeah, it was released before Chris Black. Now with the layup...
Is the song Plastic Island?
The song is Plastic Island from 2023. Music video in March of 2024. 3 minutes and 3 seconds. Congratulations, Jackson. Yeah. Plastic Island.
You.
What a terrific song. the first time we've had a Chris Black song on the Song Game. So I've not actually.
See, the problem with the music video question is I don't think that the video for Plastic Island is an official music video. It just says official video.
There are 2 videos that there are. There's the one with the carnival rubbish being picked up, and then there's like the weird red wavy orbular people dancing. There's that as well. So I thought you meant the video from this year. Yeah, that's what I was going by.
There's like the visualizer, I think, and then they released another video. I think that they made in like New Orleans.
That's it.
But
yeah,
I don't know if
carnival.
I don't know if that's an official music video. Like, it says official video, but I don't think it's still more of like a visualizer type thing. So I don't know. That's why that question is tricky. But
similar to the dummy video, I would count that as that is the main video that you would go to, the official video for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would go with that one. Yeah. But yeah, anyway, excellent stuff with getting Plastic Island. What a great track, by the way. I just felt like it needed a little bit more, give it a little bit more attention today. Yeah, congratulations. Did it in style, did it in comfort, and I could have given you something like a Bittersweet, which is incredibly new, and you would have been, oh wow, a single EP. Yeah, they throw you off. Well, we might do a role reversal next time you're on, and you ask me the questions, or do a different game, because I've had you on twice, so maybe next time in however long we'll reverse it. So unless you bring me a different game to do, maybe. But yeah,
I'll think about that.
Have a little think. Yeah, get you on. Okay. Again, thank you for coming on, Jackson. Do you have anything you want to say to the people? Anything you want to promote? Anything you're proud of? Anything you want to sort of say to the folks right at the end of the episode? The floor is yours. You talk about anything you like. Anything on your mind? Yeah.
I mean, I don't really have anything to promote. I don't have a lot going on. I mean, if you ever see me at a show, I'd love to say hi. I know I've met a decent amount of people at various shows.
You're quite tall, aren't you? So you do stand out a little bit.
Yeah. Fairly tall, curly hair. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's cool seeing everybody at the shows, but yeah, I'll be at the show next month in I believe Beaverton, Oregon, about like 15 minutes away from Portland.
That's not a real place.
Be at the show there.
I'll take your word for it. Beaverton. What?
Yeah, Beaverton, I think, kind of like the greater Portland area. So yeah, I'll be there.
Nice.
Be a lot of fun.
Yeah, sounds like a good time. I hope you have fun seeing them for the 9th time. You said, "Wow, gosh, you're gonna be lapping me." Gosh, yeah. I don't think I can catch up mathematically. Yeah. Let's hope that you're in the same continent, but
yeah.
Given that. But yeah. Anyway, again, thank you for coming on. Thank you for listening so far. We'll have a couple more before the end of the year, and potentially like a rebrand in the new year. Maybe like do something still Portugal the Man, but maybe slightly different. We'll still have people on, and we'll still have guests and talk about the news and bits and pieces, but we've slightly changed the show the last couple episodes, so we're going to slightly keep just tweaking it to like what the fans like and what I get feedback for. But yeah, thank you for listening, everyone. Have a nice day, and cheers, take care, bye.